A beautiful evening it is to you viewers. Thank you for joining us on EquityAxis, your business and economic insights in Zimbabwe and beyond. Thank you for joining us as we broadcast live from our Hampton studios. I'm Ibn Mabonda. Let's go. The country's main fertilizer producers have bemoaned FOREX challenges that have come in the way of their ability to import the much needed fertilizer. Zimbabwe has an annual demand of over 430,000 metric tons of fertilizer, but at the moment the producers or the suppliers are failing to supply due to the lack of liquidity on the interbank market system. This was expressed during a portfolio committee on agriculture earlier on in the day, with the country's main producers, particularly ZFC, Windmill and FSG, presenting their case that they are in dire need of foreign currency, if at all, they are to meet the nation's expectations in as far as the demand for fertilizer is concerned for the 2019-2020 agricultural season. Our EquityAxis team was on the ground as this was taking place. Let's have a look.
Mr. Chairman, what is the farmer paying? I think that's where the key, and that's where we see SABO playing an important role. This year, we actually were engaged by the farmers' unions and also Confederation of Zimbabwe Industries, because they were worried that the price of AN was beyond the reach of the farmers, and they came to us. And we did a lot of studies, and we were able to demonstrate that we should be able to reduce the cost of ammonium nitrate in this country if we produce. But the main thing and the main challenge, Mr. Chairman, is really around the access to foreign currency. One of the other things that we also have to take into account, Mr. Chairman, is that in terms of competitiveness, you also have to look at the logistics of it. Bringing in nitrogen in the form of ammonia gas is actually more cost effective than bringing in as imported products. Why do I say so? Because for every 1 ton of ammonia gas that we import, we make 2 tons of ammonium nitrate. So instead of your roads being destroyed by trucks bringing in those tonnages of products on them, you can just bring in the ammonia gas via rail, okay, and then use the facility at SABO to manufacture. Like I mentioned, we are ready, and to conclude our preparedness, Mr. Chairman, SABO has the plant, the people, and the facilities, and we need access to the foreign currency and also involvement in the government agricultural input programs to perform. For the period January 2019 to September 2019, SABO only accessed 2.5 million in foreign currency and produced only 7,000 metric tons, which is 90% below our target of 67,000 tons. For the remainder of the season, we have capacity to produce 30,000 tons of AN from November 2019 to February 2020, and we require $11 million in foreign currency to import the ammonia gas. And one other thing, Mr. Chairman, is if, say for example, this year we had received the 31 million that we require to produce our 90,000 tons for the year, and you compare it with importing, we would have saved this country $10 million US. Which savings could have been applied elsewhere? Why do I, Mr. Chairman,
Government held a cabinet briefing this afternoon where several issues were highlighted. Among them are issues to do with how the Minister of Local Government has rolled out a plan that will see the increase of the buses, the ZUPCO buses that are servicing the metropolitan areas. Of particular interest is a statistic issued there by the Minister of Information and Publicity, Honorable Monica Mchanga, which says that Zimbabwe needs about 923 buses to fully service the metropolitan areas. At the moment, there is a deficit of 415 buses. Let's have a look at the footage from that parliament courtesy of Open Party. Let's have a look.
Rising costs of public transport services the expanded ZUPCO mass transit system. I just want to take this again because I'm not sure whether we had a speaker one. The Minister of Local Government, Public Works and National Housing, Honorable July Moyo, briefed Cabinet on progress made on the rollout of the expanded ZUPCO mass transit system. This is a strategy by government to further cushion the commuting public from the prevailing rising cost of public transport services. The expanded ZUPCO mass transit system incorporates commuter omnibuses and, more significantly, will extend bus services to rural areas. The Minister informed Cabinet that an assessment exercise undertaken by ZUPCO indicated that a total of 923 conventional buses are required to fully satisfy demand. The current deficit of 415 conventional buses will thus be covered by the 1,000 commuter buses which are now being incorporated under the ZUPCO mass transit system. The additional buses and omnibuses will be allocated to all cities and some rural routes on a proportional basis. Furthermore, another 99 conventional buses have been identified to boost the ZUPCO mass transport fleet. To enhance public convenience, government is already working with the private sector to construct appropriate shelters at bus stops and to improve security at such points through the installation of solar-powered lighting systems and surveillance cameras. All the buses and commuter omnibuses shall be using the tape card system, which does not require the prevailing rising costs of public transport services. The expanded ZUPCO mass transit system.
Zimstats today published the month-on-month inflation for the month of September, which came in at 17.07% against the prior month's 18.07%. Now, given these stats, we as EquityAxis were able to tabulate the headline inflation for the month of September, which came in at 353%. Now, just to get into the historical perspective of where it is that this inflation has come from, we saw there in October with monetary policy pronouncements that came through, as well as with the fiscus policy that was indicated that we saw the introduction of the 2% tax, inflation shooting to 25%. Now, in this particular month of September, we see inflation coming in at 353% against the prior month, where it came in at 288%. The month before that, it was at 175%, as well as 97% the preceding month. Now, of interest to us would be the trend that we have seen with regard to treasury bills. Why are TBs important? These would have an effect in terms of the direction that inflation could take. Of course, we are seeing another trend that is taking place at the moment. Our inflation is pretty much a reflection of what it is that is playing out in as far as the exchange rate between the Zimbabwean dollar and foreign currencies. But another factor to watch for is the treasury bills. Now, this would be the presentation of the TBs that ballooned from December of 2015 right up to August of 2018, that were pretty much toxic to the economy. But now, over the past 2.5 months, we've seen central bank make an attempt to raise more than 550 million Zimbabwean dollars over that particular period, which could pretty much be a cause for concern. Now, this was the most recent issuance of TBs with $150 million. They were undersubscribed, as there is now a lesser appetite for longer term TBs. The previous time government issued TBs that were short term, 3 months. Of course, for those ones there was an oversubscription of about 300%, but this particular one was undersubscribed, which was issued last week, and this is pretty much a cause for concern, and this could be very much detrimental in as far as the progression of the economy is concerned. Now, it was not business as usual today on the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange, as the ZSC suffered a technical glitch with regards to their particular systems, and for a couple of hours there, trading could not take place. Effectively, there was a rectification of that particular situation, and a statement was issued that the situation had been rectified. Now, this, of course, was the statement issued there, which said ZSC experienced a technical software issue this morning that affected trading in securities. Following the resolution of the issue, regular trading in all securities commenced at 11:15 a.m. Now, beyond our borders, the Mara Group is set to open Africa's second smartphone factory in Durban. Now, this would be in what is known as the Durban Tradeport Special Economic Zone. This would be the second smartphone factory opened by the Mara Group over the past 2 weeks or so. They opened another one in Kigali, Rwanda, and now this is the second. Who knows where the third one will come through. Of interest is the fact that Mara Group owns Bank ABC in Zimbabwe. Now, this concludes our evening news bulletin. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, and to visit our informative website www.EquityAxis.net. From the EquityAxis team and I, Dankie and good evening.
Climbing to the top takes more than just hard work and smart choices. It's the passion that drives you from within, the endurance to keep going through difficult times, and having a very clear vision of how to succeed. That's what we strive for at CBZ. We're a diversified and innovative listed financial services group in Zimbabwe, with a complete range of activities, including banking, short and long-term insurance, asset management, and property investments. CBZ has been a pinnacle for stability in the economic landscape of Zimbabwe, stemming from our deep-rooted values, our excellent customer service delivery, and our corporate vision to strive for excellence as a global competitor. Our continuous investment in research and development will cement our promise to provide customer convenience utilizing state-of-the-art technology. Relationships are at the core of what we do. We understand, however, that strong, long-lasting partnerships are not built overnight. With over 3 decades of wealth management, we have come to understand our clients and their specific investment requirements. Our unique mix of skills ensures that investment opportunities are examined from all perspectives. The balancing rocks of Zimbabwe have weathered the elements for thousands of years and stood the test of time, like majestic reminders of the fine balance of nature. They challenge our perception of what is possible and what endures. Just as CBZ has weathered the economic storms and remained steadfast throughout the turbulence of unsettled economies. Achieving the impossible through resilience and stability, we balance the elements of hard work, dedication, and experience, making us your ideal partner for success.